Council, at your place, you should have written comments from Ms. Tracy Lacey. All right, our next speaker is Mr. Mike Lee, who is speaking on behalf of a group.
Hi, my name is Mike Lee. I live in Castlegate. Each one of y'all should have received a copy of two documents that I'm going to go over real quick here. I'm here to talk about the tax increase and specifically talk about a tax increase and a tax rate increase. Those are two terms that sound very similar, but they have completely different meanings. What is the difference? What exactly is effective tax rate that we just heard a little bit about? And why doesn't our council members use this when talking tax increases? The effective tax rate is a total tax rate needed to raise the same amount of property tax revenue for City of College Station from the same properties in both the previous and coming years. As we just heard, the appraisal values rise, and I think everybody here can agree that property appraisals all over College Station are rising, and they have been for years. Tax rates can be adjusted down to prevent College Station citizens from paying a higher bill. If property values rise on average and City Council chooses to adopt the exact same tax rate as the previous year, they're imposing a tax increase because the average taxpayer will be forced to pay a higher tax bill. When you speak of not increasing the tax rate, but still adopt a tax increase, you're not being honest and forthright with the people. When you speak of only raising the tax rate 2 cents, but the true tax increase is 5.3 cents, like in 2017, you're not being honest and forthright with the people. I got this document from the county website. It goes over the effective tax rate and the adopted rate for the last 5 years. In 2014, the tax increase was 9%. In 2015, the tax increase was 4%. In 2016, 11.4%. 2017, 12%. 2018, 5.6%, for a total of 42% tax increase in the last 5 years. This takes into account the appraisal values of your property. From now on, be open and honest. When you go on the radio, on WTAW or KBTX, tell the people the truth, what you're actually effectively raising the taxes to be. The other document that I gave everybody is Merriam-Webster's definition of effective. It says actual tax rate. City comparisons, we hear this every year, where our tax rate is lower than all these other cities. I'm going to explain why. City comparisons is not a good measure of property tax equality. If you buy a house, you weigh ongoing expenses to own that house. Can you really afford to own it? Property taxes are a huge ongoing expense. You calculate that in and get the dream home you've always wanted. One problem, you did not count on your city officials to raise your taxes 49.8% in 6 years. What can you do? Now it looks like you have to sell a dream home or work extra years during your retirement. The poorest among us, as we just heard, are hit the hardest. The elderly, under 65 anyway, before they can have the cap put on. Well, I'm in my 50s, so I can barely consider 65 being elderly anymore. They're hit the hardest among us. And if you want to compare cities, let's look at Bryan, our sister city to the north. No tax rate increase this year. Maybe we can learn how to budget better from them. Funding options, long-term goals. What are the funding options? What other funding options did the city seek before looking to increase property taxes again? And what's the long-term plan for maximizing efficiency and growing sustainably? Looking at the last 6 years of tax increases, 49.8%, including this year's proposed, it seems like there's no long-term plan. What are we doing to lower and cut the budget? Do we even look at things like the new library that everybody wanted? Do we need every single bell and whistle on a new addition to the library? How can we say that has got to be the foremost question, not how much more can we raise taxes? A community swimming pool that needs repairs, $2 million bill. Have we thought about approaching the pool guy company or Sunshine Pool to do this for free or part of it and be able to put their name on it and do some advertising as a joint city business cooperation? We've got to think outside the box on these wants and needs. Does the city need does the new city hall need to be a Taj Mahal? And then adding $5 million to an already pricey building on top of that, and then to put a new roof on this existing building that will be torn down or abandoned in 2 years, making repairs wasn't a better option to save us $200,000. Impact fees. Why can't we look at increasing impact fees first before hitting the average citizen? The developers, we always complain, well, we got all this growth, we got to take over. Let's have the developers help a little bit more. And we see sales tax revenue is down. Maybe if residents' taxes weren't so high, they'd have more money to spend. Bring that back up. So here are a few things from the budget. General government is up 15% since 2018. Personnel in the city manager's office is up 28% since 2018. The general fund has an ending balance of $22,465,000. Is this a rainy day fund, a slush fund? From the general fund, revenues are generally down except for taxes, up 25% since 2018. Expenditures, on the other hand, are up across the board compared to 2018. This is a bad trend, and raising taxes is not the answer. We need to learn to say no. I know y'all get bombarded all the time with all these projects. But when the city manager is quoted on KBTX as saying, what we are presenting here is what we feel is the best strategic approach to accomplishing everything that is out there. Unquote. We don't have to accomplish everything that is out there in the same year. We can no longer afford everything that is out there. New increase cap. Next year there's going to be a 3.5% cap. This year is 8%. So if the city budget is in such dire straits, why is the proposed tax rate increased only 7.84%? Why not 8%? Why not 9%? I think we know the answer to that. Is the mayor and the council members afraid of giving College Station residents a voice on the proposed increases? Somehow the budget needs just happen to fall under that magic 8% number where the local citizens would not have a voice on the tax increase. That's amazing. The accounting hoops that had to be jumped through to get the budget just shy of 8% must have been exhausting. Did not the mayor travel to Austin this past legislative session to protest the new tax increase cap? We, us Texans, petitioned our state legislators to limit you, every one of y'all on that bench. And thank the good Lord they listened. We asked for 2.5%, and they gave us 3.5%, and we'll take it. And why is the city so afraid to let its citizens in on the decision to make such a huge tax increase? State your case. You have the bully pulpit. Give us the facts and let us decide. It's our money. It's not your money, it's our money. Do you really think so low of the average College Station resident? that you don't want to give us a voice. Mr. Mahoney, Ms. Fasali, this was not the platform y'all ran on. I'm glad to see y'all up there. I hope y'all do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.